Hello everyone. In this video we will study about the cases of elastic collision in 2D. So let's take before taking the cases we need to rewrite those equations of elastic collision in 2D because we'll be using these equations. So for momentum, what the equation had we calculated for x direction? So P along x direction we had written m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2 cos theta 2, and for vertical we had written 0 is equal to m1 v1 sin theta 1 minus m2 v2 sin theta 2, and for kinetic energy we had written half m1 u1 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. And for the cases we will be putting some conditions in these equations. So special cases number 1, glancing collision. This is a special case of elastic collision in 2D. For glancing collision, theta 1 is 0 and theta 2 is 90 degrees. So let's put the values here. First equation, second equation and third equation. So from 1, 2, 3. So from 1 what are we getting? Theta 1 0. So m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 cos 0 plus m2 v2 cos theta 2, that is 90 degree. Cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0, so this gives me m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1, right? So from here u1 is equal to v1 is the first result we are getting for glancing collision, and now from second if we want to find something we can write m0 is equal to m1 v1 sine 0 minus m2 v2 sine 90. So from here sine 0 is 0, so this part will be 0, or you can say m2 v2 sine 90 is 1, so this is 0. m2 can't be 0, so therefore v2 is 0, right? So what is the case? So here after collision diagram I am drawing. After collision, according to this condition, what happens is that the first particle goes this way and the second particle stays here only. Why? v2 is 0, right? And second is your head-on collision. Head-on collision means theta 2 is 0. So that means if these were the particles before collision, so that means this is m1, this is m2. So m2 moves this way and m1 moves this way. So theta 1 is the angle of first one, theta 2, that means the second one is at 0 angle. So we can put this value to find some relations. So first is from 1 we are getting m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2 cos of 0 degree. So this gives me cos 0 is 1. So whatever result we are getting is m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2. And from 2 we can put this condition 0 is equal to m1 v1 sine theta 1 plus minus m1 v1 sine theta 2, that is 0 degree. So this is sine 0 is 0. So m1 v1 sine theta 1 is equal to 0. So that means the vertical component of the first mass will be 0, right? So the target moves along the direction of the hitting particle. Now the third case is what happens when two equal masses collide elastically in 2D. So that is a unique case which you need to know for derivation purpose also. So third case is two equal masses emerge at 90 degree with each other on colliding elastically in 2D. So let's take the case. We know that by momentum conservation, if we have first mass this moving with velocity u1, second mass again m, but at zero position, zero initial velocity. So m1 moves with v1 velocity along this direction, and m2 moves with v2 velocity along this direction. If both are equal in magnitude, both masses are equal in magnitude, then according to this case, if theta 1 is the angle of the first one with horizontal, theta 2 is the angle with the of the second with the horizontal, then the angle at which these emerge with respect to each other, this is 90 degree. So this can be written as theta 1 plus theta 2, and this total angle is denoted by theta over here. So this is what we are going to prove. So let's take the step-by-step procedure. So for momentum conservation, initial momentum is equal to final momentum. So this will be mu1 is equal to mv1 plus mv2, and momentum is a vector quantity, so I am just writing this vector sign, and can be cancelled from both the sides. So u1 vector is equal to v1 plus v2 vector. Second thing, by kinetic energy conservation, kinetic energy initial is equal to kinetic energy final. So this can be written as half m u1 square is equal to half m v1 square plus half m v2 square. Again, what will cancel out? This m taken common from both the sides, half will be cancelled. So what will I get, beta? I'll get u1 square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. So here I have got u1 vector is equal to v1 vector plus v2 vector. Let's mark this as equation 1 and this as equation 2, right? So for equation 1, we know that square of a dot product, square of a vector can be written as its dot product, or you can say that a dot a is written as a square. So here what am I doing? I am squaring both the sides and taking dot. So squaring both sides of 1 and taking dot. So what will I write? So I will write u1 dot u1 is equal to v1 plus v2 dot v1 plus v2. And now I'll solve it. So let's take the left side. This will be u1 square is equal to v1 dot v1 plus v2 dot v2 v1 dot v1 plus v1 dot v2 plus v2 dot v1 plus v2 dot v2. Simple product I have done, but since this is a dot product, so I am writing dot over here. So this is u1 square is equal to v1 dot v1 can be written v1 square plus v1 dot v2 and v2 dot v1 are equal. Why? Because a dot b is equal to b dot a. Dot product is commutative. So therefore I can write 2 v1 dot v2 plus v2 dot v2 can be written v2 square, right? And we know from equation 2, so this is third, from 2 in 3 we can write u1 square is equal to, we know that v1 square plus v2 square is u1 square. So this I am writing u1 square plus 2 v1 dot v2. So therefore this will be cancelled, beta. So this is 2 v1 dot v2 is equal to 0. Therefore v1 dot v2 is equal to 0. Therefore v1 is perpendicular to v2. Why? Because this can be written as v1 v2 cos of theta is 0. So cos theta is 0. That means theta is 90 degree. So you can say the angle between v1 and v2 is theta. That means this theta is 90 degree. That means theta 1 plus theta 2 is 90 degree. So this was a very important derivation for the third case. I hope you understood this. That's all for now. Thank you and have a nice day.